This is a mind map. I really like making them. There's a few reasons for this, so I'll make a mind map to tell you why, and explain how to make them. They start in the middle, there's more space that way. A big piece of paper is better too, you never know how much space you're going to need. Let's make this look pretty. Our brains really like it. Okay, first let's discuss the little history, and I'll prove to you that my reliance on these things has some substance to it. My mapping can be traced back as far as the 3rd century BC, where philosophers and even Leonardo da Vinci used them. Here's my attempt at drawing the Mona Lisa. They became more popular when a British guy, Tony Buzan, wrote a book called Use Your Head. It's out of the frame right now, but it included various memory techniques like cognitive hooks and numeric memorization, and a huge chapter on mind mapping. This is the book I learned to use when I was 13. Now there's software for computers and even phones that mind map for you. If you want my opinion, it's much more organic making your own, because you spent time getting it just right. I can draw much more than a computer can. You might be hard-pressed to find a photo of Woodrow Wilson wearing a sombrero with a clown nose on using Google, but I can try and draw it. Your mind map should look like you drew it, in my opinion, not like a computer did it for you. Let's talk about what they're used for. Generally, they're a tool for your brain. They're a way to organize notes in a way that's brain-friendly. It can help with lectures or a better write-up of fast notes, or can even be useful if you need to make a presentation in a meeting to make sure you cover all the points. We don't think in bullet points. People did a lot of thinking before bullet points came along. Bullet points represent block knowledge that have little connection to each other. In mind maps, everything is connected, just like your thoughts. When we think, we have a main idea, then branching topics, getting more and more detailed as we dig farther into our brain. We think in images, and mind maps are a great place to express your skills, or lack thereof, in the field of drawing pictures. I'll show you what's best to put on your mind map in a minute. Biologically, our brain is ever evolving. We grow new neurons and update our brains constantly. That's what mind maps are best at. You can just keep adding ideas and thoughts. But most importantly, they follow a train of thought, like a discussion with yourself that never needs to be interrupted, as long as you don't run out of paper. About this time, you might be wondering how to make them. We've already discussed a central idea, and branches that get more and more specific. So first, think of topics you need to cover. Here, so far, we have history, use, and this new one, creation. I'll leave some space for another one. This is often the hardest part in making a mind map, deciding how to organize your thoughts. For this Great Depression mind map, I did culture, the crash, origins, and reactions. Reactions is obviously a pretty big topic. The lines on your mind map should get progressively thinner as you get more detailed. It's like painting. The more detailed parts of the painting are done with a finer paintbrush. It ends up that the lines farther from your central idea become thinner and thinner. Broader topics towards the middle are thicker because they cover more knowledge. Let's talk about color. Color helps you think, I promise, and psychologists believe is the highest contributing factor to memorization, if I have my facts right. Keep your branches bright colors and keep your pictures that you draw brightly colored. Your brain will thank you. When you think of math, what color pops into your head? I think of lime green because when I was little, my school used to give out green journals for us to use in math. Words, however, are different. If you ask Mr. Buzan, he says to write your words in black ink, in capital letters. Some more recent articles say that you should write your words in the colors of your branches. But personally, I agree that I can read the letters more if they are black, and capital, or in print, not cursive. If you have multicolored pens you like, you can read them easily, of course have fun using them, just to see how your brain works. Like I mentioned before, our brains work in pictures. When you think of your best friend, what do you see? I see a face and maybe some fun things we did, not so much their name and the letters of a recount of memories, in words. So it makes sense that if we want to remember something, we use pictures. These can be little doodles or a whole themed mind map. I've seen a mind map about drawing techniques where all the branches were colored pencils. Usually, if I have to learn about a famous person in history, I'll have a go at drawing a bad portrait on them. For physics mind maps, I would often use a lot of diagrams because a picture speaks 1,000 words. Also, you could print off photos from the internet and stick them on, but I'm not organized enough for that. Mind maps are meaningful to me because they are how I study. I can almost cheat on studying with mind map because mind maps allow you to build your thought paths so you can see them, so I don't need to constantly find them again, because they're written down. I'll make a mind map on a broad topic, getting more and more specific in my branches, then never have to make another one on that, because I've already absorbed all the knowledge. It comes back easily. For physics, which I found a difficult subject, I would practice the questions looking at my mind map, but for history, I would look over the mind map, reading them back to myself aloud right before the test. This takes some visual and auditory learning techniques, and I would walk around while doing it, so that's somewhat kinetic. Needless to say, I needed to remember what the cause of World War II was, so I pulled out all the stops. But I only did this once or twice, a few times when I was feeling worried about it, then it stuck. This allowed me to use some art in classes that I usually wouldn't. Mind maps also promote understanding, because it forces you to find links in areas of knowledge. If you know how things connect, you often have a pretty good understanding of them. I usually do the finishing touches right at the end, like adding more pictures or highlighting the most important part. I put these mind maps on the walls of my bedroom, 1 because I'm a firm believer in subconscious memorization, 2 because they're easy to get to and I won't lose them, and 3 because I think they look pretty cool and I'm proud of them. Here are some mind maps that I've done. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped some people who wanted to learn how to mind map or what they're used for. Good luck on that next test.